I've come to Italy in the summertime. It is the absolute height of tourist season. The major sites are swamped. Can I still find the road less traveled where the whole world is coming on vacation? Andiamo, ragazzi.
My first destination is the seat of one of the world's mightiest empires. A city drenched in so much history, it's hard to know where to start. So how about right at the front door? Rome in the summertime is packed with tourists, but the Italians say a lifetime is not enough to peel through all its layers. If that's true, certainly most visitors are at their infant stages of discovery. So I'm looking to leap ahead to something you might find down the timeline. Although not a single tourist is around, something very drastic happened to Rome right in this spot. Something that sent shockwaves through the empire and the entire Western world.
I guess it's appropriate that I'm entering the city here, through what was once the Solarian Gate, now only marked by these bricks in the ground. In 410 AD, the Visigoths also entered the city through this passageway, and for the first time in 800 years, Rome was sacked. It was the beginning of the end for a once great empire.
It's hard to convey the impact of such an event. It would be like 9/11, but with terrorists roaming the streets of Washington, D.C. and New York completely in control for 3 days. Can you imagine? One interesting thing you can do is to walk the entire perimeter of the old wall. It'll take you a minute, and some sections are missing, but what you'll find along the way is pure road less traveled.
Here's another interesting gate in the wall, which was once again breached, this time by the Italian army, which seized Rome from the Pope's control in 1870.
The event was so important to Italian history that streets and plazas throughout the country have been renamed to reflect the date. The old gate was demolished in a fierce battle, but today a more impressive one stands in its place, masterfully designed and splashed with artistic flourish.
It's a beautiful piece of work, huh? No tourists around to appreciate it. I guess it's not that big of a deal. Just the last piece of architecture by an artist named Michelangelo.
One thing you'll notice as you walk down the wall is how Italians have assimilated it into their homes and businesses. Like this yummy little pizzeria, where you can enjoy a meal and explore a piece of history in one go. But this idea is borrowed from the wall's original architects, who saved time and material by incorporating existing structures into the fortifications. It's a tradition Italians adhere to even to this day.
The most interesting example of this along the Aurelian wall is here. Did you know Rome had a pyramid?
The extravagant structure was built between 18 and 12 BC as a burial tomb for a wealthy Roman magistrate. It would have undoubtedly been dismantled over time if Emperor Aurelian's giant defensive walls hadn't incorporated it 300 years later. And speaking of pyramids and things Egyptian, this is Circus Maximus, another underappreciated site in Rome, which was ripping and roaring at the time of Caesar Augustus.
This place must have been quite a spectacle back in the day. Rome was going through a big fad for all things Egyptian. Mark Antony and Cleopatra had fallen, the country was theirs. And so Caesar Augustus had it decked out accordingly, including a huge obelisk on one end.
But long before Circus Maximus, this was, as it is, an empty field. Two brothers, born of a virgin, raised by a she-wolf, came here to set down roots.
The two brothers are divided on where to start their new settlement. Remus wants this hill, Romulus wants the other one. So they decide to settle the matter by using an ancient form of divination called augury. They lean back, look at the sky, and watch for birds. Remus sees 6 vultures heading in his favor, and he thinks that's that. But suddenly, Romulus sees 12 vultures heading in his direction. Game over. Rome is born.
The one structure in old Rome that captures the imagination more than any other is the Coliseum. Not just for its architecture, but for what happened within. Fierce battles of man against man, man against animal. It was Rome at its militaristic height of dominance. It was the age of gladiators.